afternoon, and thank you for joining us at noon. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We're going to start off here right with Rod Hill because, Rod, we have a couple of KGW weather impact alert days.
Yes.
I'll let you explain why.
And we're talking about the hot weather. Remember, it's today and tomorrow expected to be the hottest of this week. So let's go to the Rose City camera. We were 74 degrees at 11 o'clock. And where are we right now? I'll hit the button. Well, we're up to 80, so a pretty impressive warm-up since 11. Yesterday at noon, PDX was 83, and we went on to warm up 20 degrees to a high of 93. But yesterday we had a bit of an east wind. Today the wind is more light and variable, and that's why we're lagging a little bit behind. Although I still feel pretty confident that when it's all said and done, we will be even hotter than we were 24 hours ago. So our hourly forecast takes us up to 91 degrees at 3 o'clock. So in red, our KGW impact alert for the hot weather this afternoon into early evening still shows we'll be at 90 at 7 o'clock, and then of course falling into the 80s at 8 o'clock with the sun going down in that hour. 94 degrees, I would say, is the guaranteed temperature. We could be as warm as 96. Real quick, because it's a holiday Friday and you've been watching the coast, here's Lincoln City. It's still foggy, but Newport's kind of cleared out. So the coast is seeing varying degrees of warmth and fog. We'll have your complete weekend forecast moving forward in just a moment.
All right, we'll see you in about 15 minutes, Rod. Meanwhile, to our top story here this afternoon, possessing small amounts of hard drugs becomes a crime again in Oregon starting this Sunday. And not only are county and city agencies preparing for the change, so is TriMet.
So when House Bill 4002 goes into effect this weekend, people caught in possession of hard drugs will have the option of treatment or jail. TriMet sees this as a way to make public transit safer and cleaner for all riders. Right now, they have 400 security personnel across the system and are working to increase that number to 500.
They have not had this same level of ability to address open drug use as they do now with HB 4002 for several years. So we're really optimistic that this additional tool and their use of it, and I'm talking about our law enforcement personnel, is going to create some great benefits for TriMet.
And in just a few months, in January 1st, another law goes into effect that will increase criminal charges for people using drugs on public transit. TriMet says this will continue to give them more tools to enforce these laws on board trains.
Portland Fire will also play a role in this change to the law, helping Multnomah County with its plan to move some people towards treatment instead of jail. We've reported on the opening of Multnomah County's deflection center getting pushed back to October. So until that time, police will call a team at Portland Fire and Rescue to bring withdrawal medicine to the streets.
When it comes to providing these medicines that are needed in order to ease the pain that the individuals are going through, we're 100% critical. We are essential.
Multnomah County officials say because of the county's staffing issues, only people caught with possession during weekdays will get the option for deflection. Overnight and on the weekends, police will have to either cite or arrest people.
The man charged with the murders of his ex-girlfriend and her 7-year-old daughter is set to stand trial on September 9th. Kirkland Warren appeared in Clark County Court today. Back in 2023, Michelle Melendez and Layla Stewart were reported missing after they were last seen traveling with Warren. 10 days later, law enforcement found the bodies of Melendez and Stewart in a rural area near Washougal. Both had been shot in the head. In addition to facing 2 murder charges, police also accused Warren of raping the young 7-year-old girl before killing her and her mother. Attorneys believe the trial will last between 2 to 3 weeks.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek wants to remind people that even though summer is winding down, wildfire season is far from over. It's already been a very costly season for the state with over 1.5 million acres burned, 32 homes destroyed, and more than $240 million spent fighting fires. 6,500 crew members are still in the field dealing with a dozen fires that continue to burn. And while we have seen some rain the past few weeks in the valley, the governor says it hasn't been enough to relieve many parts of Oregon from ongoing drought conditions. She also pointed out the fatigue factor that's set in for crews who have been on fire lines now for more than 2 months.
This is very expensive fire season. Because of the hard work of the folks here and all the crews across the state, we've been able to protect a lot of communities. But I can tell you, this team and what we've been doing this season has been pushed to the brink.
The governor says the state needs to take a long-term look at how to cover the costs of fighting wildfires moving forward. Also in our news this afternoon, traffic along the North Oregon coast will be slower than usual throughout the Labor Day weekend, with a stretch of Highway 101 down to one alternating lane. It's all because a small portion of a bridge about 4 miles north of Manzanita that crumbled. ODOT says it looks like a vehicle hit the guardrail, causing that damage to the bridge and a chunk of sidewalk to disappear. So this afternoon, flaggers are working 24/7 to direct what's now one lane of alternating traffic, and that situation will likely stay that way through the weekend. So here's a closer look at the area that's impacted in the Oswald West State Park area. You can avoid that stretch of 101 and get between Cannon Beach and Manzanita by going east away from the coast on Highway 26 and then going south on Route 53. That is a windy, long detour, though, about a 50-minute detour. So you'll have to spend some time trying to get around that delay on Highway 101.
And if you are headed to the coast this Labor Day weekend, health officials are issuing an advisory for Devil's Lake. The lake is near Lincoln City, and officials say this preemptive health advisory, they still need to test the water for a bacterial algae bloom. Still, health officials say that you shouldn't swim or ingest the water in any way, but you can still fish, camp, and hike near the water.
A 25-year-old suspected cocaine dealer has pleaded guilty to shooting and killing 2 men in northeast Portland last summer. Last June, 29-year-old Fortresson Oriaki from Gresham and a 25-year-old man who was visiting here from Nigeria were both gunned down while driving through the city's Hollywood district. According to the Oregonian, Bennett Miller told detectives he thought the 2 men were 2 other people and confessed to shooting them at a stoplight. Bennett is expected to be sentenced to life in prison next month.
We now know the names of the officers involved in a deadly shooting outside a Nordstrom Rack in Beaverton. Officer Ryan Barbut, a 20-year Beaverton police veteran, and Officer Juan Flores, a trainee in his 11th month on the job, were the officers who responded to the call. According to police, the accused shoplifter, 39-year-old Jacob Bundy, was walking out of the store when they arrived. That's when he pulled out a gun and shot first before officers fired back. The officers involved are currently on paid administrative leave.
Last weekend, detectives and U.S. Marshals in Washington arrested 2 people in connection with a homicide last year in southeast Portland. William Watson is charged with murder, and Candace Hicks is charged with attempted murder in the shooting death of 26-year-old Callie Bolden. It happened last October at Southeast 86th and Foster. Bolden left behind 3 children, all of them under the age of 10. Oregon health officials have detected Aedes aegypti mosquitoes in Jackson County down in southern Oregon. It's the first time this species of mosquito has been found anywhere in the state. They can carry and transmit a number of different diseases, so health officials are telling people to wear mosquito repellent and limit the time they spend outdoors near water. A local nonprofit is challenging the city's decision to allow entertainment giant Live Nation to run a new music venue on Portland's Central East Side. The nonprofit is Music Portland, which says it's raised enough money to appeal the city's decision to let Live Nation operate a 3,500-seat music hall right near the Hawthorne Bridge. Music Portland describes Live Nation as a threat to the local music scene, but the local developers involved in this project say Live Nation understands Portland and has lots of experience booking entertainment here. Music Portland says they'll testify at a city council hearing next month.
Double-decker buses could soon be on their way to Vancouver and Portland. CTRAN plans to purchase 8 double-decker buses as part of the I-5 bridge replacement plan. The buses will be used on the new I-5 corridor. CTRAN says that the replacement twin bridges will have wide shoulders that can double as bus lanes, extending a corridor that CTRAN currently uses on southbound Interstate 5 leading up to the bridge. The double-decker buses will be the first for CTRAN and for the Portland metro area.